Alright, we just started the service and it says the function of USB disk multiply floppy block is started. Don't mind the English, okay? They're doing a fabulous job for people whose English is not their first language. Okay, now if you take a look here, what does it say? It says select floppy 2, and if you take a look here from this drop-down list, now that I'm running this service, I have access to all of these virtual floppies that have been formatted on this disk. And if I choose just one of them, floppy 0, you'll see that the window disappeared in the background that was open. And what are we going to see here? Floppy 0. Floppy 1. Okay. That's what's on floppy 1. Is the sound 00 SVD. Okay? This is basically, we're just looking into a window that keeps opening of that 1.44 megabytes floppy disk. So if I select floppy 0, sorry, oh yeah, there we are, floppy 0, you see it's a different listing. XP-80 SVQ and song list SV. Now the song list SV is actually something that gets put on the floppy every time. That's part of the file system used by the XP-80. If I go to floppy 3, this is floppy 3, there's nothing in there. If I go to floppy 4, nothing on floppy 4. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, don't worry about this, okay, disk format, never mind. Let's just stay on this SVD Enhanced Edition, okay, because this is really where it's all about. Alright, it keeps opening up all of these virtual guys because that's the way it works. Now, when you want to actually, let's just say hypothetically this was an absolutely brand new floppy, or not floppy, but a brand new flash drive, and you just put it in, okay? Alright, you wouldn't see any of this stuff here, and what you do is you could format just one floppy, or you could format up to 100 of them, and if you say make floppy block, it tells you that data in the disk will be loosed after format. I'm going to do this. It's going to blow up everything on this disk, but that's okay. I want to show you guys exactly what's going to happen. You see this? This is it formatting. And it's actually going through and formatting every single virtual floppy on that key now. See how that works? Let's have a look over here. See? What's basically happening is these blank... Remember how long it used to take to format a floppy disk? Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't remember. In which case, if you don't remember, congratulations. You were born later than a very painful time in history. And those of us who were born for floppies but missed World War II, we actually really scored. So I think we're all lucky here. But the bottom line here is, here it is, formatting individual floppy blocks. And it's going to keep on doing this until it reaches 100. Now, bear this in mind. If you're bringing in a USB key and you're going to format it for this use, think about this. 1.44 megabytes, if you have 100 of them, that's 144 megabytes. Reasonable, right? Now 144 megabytes is more than 128, and it's less than 256 megabytes. There we are. Format USB disk success. It's telling you it had a good time. Alright. And now that that's done, it's selected floppy 0, and it's opened the window to show us what's in floppy 0. So I hope that actually makes sense here. So really, you don't have to worry about any of this other stuff. Just know that this dialog here is what you use to select different virtual floppies to look at. And we're not just looking at them. When that window's open, you can drag and drop files to them. And then over here is floppy. This, you won't use this again if you've already formatted your floppy key. Alright? Don't worry about DOS bootable disk. That's only if you were going to use the emulator inside a PC to act as a floppy boot disk.